broadcasting system and affiliated stations present Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater on the air in The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. The director of the Mercury Theater and star of these broadcasts, Orson Welles.
We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man's, and yet as mortal as his own. We know now that as human beings busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacence, people went to and fro over the earth about their little affairs, serene in the assurance of their dominion over this small, spinning fragment of solar driftwood, which by chance or design, man has inherited out of the dark mystery of time and space. Yet across an immense ethereal gulf, minds that are to our minds as ours as the beasts in the jungle, intellects vast, cool, and unsympathetic, regarded this earth with envious eyes and slowly and surely drew their plans against us. In the 39th year of the 20th century came the Great Disillusionment. Near the end of October, business was better. The war scare was over. More men were back at work. Sales were picking up. On this particular evening, October 30th, the Crosley service estimated that 32 million people were listening in on radios.
Not much change in temperature. A slight atmospheric disturbance of undetermined origin is reported over Nova Scotia, causing a low-pressure area to move down rather rapidly over the northeastern states, bringing a forecast of rain accompanied by winds of light gale force. Maximum temperature 66, minimum 48. This weather report comes to you from the Government Weather Bureau. We take you now to the Meridian Room in the Hotel Park Plaza in downtown New York, where you will be entertained by the music of Raymond Raquello and his orchestra.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the Meridian Room in the Park Plaza Hotel in New York City, we bring you the music of Raymond Raquello and his orchestra. With a touch of the Spanish, Raymond Raquello leads off with La Capacita.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News. At 20 minutes before 8 Central Time, Professor Farrell of the Mount Jennings Observatory, Chicago, Illinois, reports observing several explosions of incandescent gas occurring at regular intervals on the planet Mars. The spectroscope indicates the gas to be hydrogen and moving toward the Earth with enormous velocity. Professor Pearson of the observatory at Princeton confirms Farrell's observation and describes the phenomenon as, quote, like a jet of blue flame shot from a gun, unquote. We now return you to the music of Raymond Raquello, playing for you in the Meridian Room of the Park Plaza Hotel, situated in downtown New York.
That never loses favor. The ever-popular Stardust. Raymond Raquello and his orchestra.
gentlemen, following on the news given in our bulletin a moment ago, the Government Meteorological Bureau has requested the large observatories of the country to keep an astronomical watch on any further disturbances occurring on the planet Mars. Due to the unusual nature of this occurrence, we have arranged an interview with a noted astronomer, Professor Pearson, who will give us his views on this event. In a few moments, we will take you to the Princeton Observatory at Princeton, New Jersey. We return you until then to the music of Raymond Raquello and his orchestra. We are ready now to take you to the Princeton Observatory at Princeton, where Carl Phillips, our commentator, will interview Professor Richard Pearson, famous astronomer. We take you now to Princeton, New Jersey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Carl Phillips speaking to you from the Observatory at Princeton. Professor Pearson stands directly above me on a small platform, peering through the giant lens. During this period, he is in constant touch with the astronomical centers of the world. Professor, may I begin our questions?
At any time, Mr. Phillips.
Professor, would you please tell our radio audience exactly what you see as you observe the planet Mars through your telescope?
Nothing unusual at the moment, Mr. Phillips. A red disk swimming into the blue sea.
You're quite convinced, as a scientist, that living intelligence as we know it does not exist on Mars?
There's the chances against it are 1,000 to 1.
And yet, how do you account for these gas eruptions occurring on the surface of the planet at regular intervals?
Phillips, I cannot account for it.
By the way, Professor, for the benefit of our listeners, how far is Mars from the Earth?
Approximately 40 million miles.
Well, that seems a safe enough distance. One moment, please. Professor Pearson has passed me a message which he has just received. Professor, may I read the message to the listening audience?
Certainly, Mr. Phillips.
Ladies and gentlemen, I shall read you a wire addressed to Professor Pearson from Dr. Gray of the Natural History Museum, New York. Quote, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Seismograph registered shock of almost earthquake intensity occurring within a radius of 20 miles of Princeton. Please investigate. Signed, Lloyd Gray, Chief of Astronomical Division. Unquote. Professor Pearson, could this occurrence possibly have something to do with the disturbances observed on the planet Mars?
Hardly, Mr. Phillips. This is probably a meteorite of unusual size, and its arrival at this particular time is merely a coincidence.
Thank you, Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 10 minutes, we've been speaking to you from the Observatory of Princeton, bringing you a special interview with Professor Pearson, noted astronomer. This is Carl Phillips speaking. We are returning you now to our New York studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the latest bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News. Toronto, Canada. Professor Morse of Macmillan University reports observing a total of 3 explosions on the planet Mars between the hours of 7:45 p.m. and 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This confirms earlier reports received from American observatories. Now, nearer home, comes a special bulletin from Trenton, New Jersey. It is reported that at 8:50 p.m., a huge flaming object, believed to be a meteorite, fell on a farm in the neighborhood of Grover's Mill, New Jersey. The flash in the sky was visible within a radius of several hundred miles. take you now to Noel, New Jersey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Carl Phillips again, out of the Wilmot Farm, Groversville, New Jersey. Mr. Pepin and my son made the 11 miles in 10 minutes. Well, I hardly know where to begin. Thank you, a word picture of a strange thing before my eyes, but I guess that's it. Yes, I guess that's the thing directly in front of me. Half buried in a vast pit. But something terrific force. The ground is covered with splinters and trees. It must have struck on its way down. But I can see the object itself doesn't look very much like a meteor. At least not the meteors I've seen. It looks more like a huge cylinder. What would you say, what's the diameter of it?
About 30 yards.
About 30 yards. The metal on the sheet is, well, I've never seen anything like it. The color is sort of yellowish white. Here's Mr. Wilmot over at the farm here. He may have some interesting facts to add.
I was listening to the radio and kind of drowsy. That professor fellow was talking about Mars, so I was half dozing, half
Yes, Mr. Wilmot, and then what happened?
Well, as I was saying, I was listening to the radio, kind of halfway.
Yes, Mr. Wilmot, and then you saw something.
I turned my head out the window and would have sworn I was dreaming.
Yes?
I seen that kind of greenish streak and then zingo. Something smacked the ground, knocked me clear out of my chair.
Well, were you frightened, Mr. Wilmot?
Well, I ain't quite sure. I reckon I was kind of riled.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wilmot, thank you very much.
Well,
No, that's quite all right, that's plenty. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just heard Mr. Wilmot over at the farm where this thing has fallen. I see, do you still think it's a meteor, Professor?
Metal casing is definitely extraterrestrial. Not found on this Earth. Friction with the Earth's atmosphere usually tears holes in a meteorite. This thing is smooth. See it, Linda?
Something's happening. Someone's calling someone about something. I see turning out of that black hole through a luminous disc. The eyes, might be a face, might be all the heavens. Something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. They look like tentacles to me. I see the thing's body now. It's large as a bear. It looks like wet leather, but hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Shyloh. I can't even force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black and green like a serpent in the mouth. There's kind of V-shape with the light that's dripping from its limbers. Let's just see the quiver and pulsate and the monster or whatever it is can hardly move. It seems weighed down by possibly gravity or something. The thing's rising up now and the car falls back and it seems plenty that what's trying to experience Mr. Joe like can't find words. Well, I'll pull this microphone with me as I talk. I'll have to stop the description until I can take a new position. Hold on, please. I'll be right back in a minute.
We are bringing you an eyewitness account of what's happening on the Wilmot Farm, Groversville, New Jersey. We now return you to Carl Phillips at Groversville.
Ladies and gentlemen, my honor. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 state police have arrived and throwing up a cordon in front of the pit. About 30 of them. The captain, conferring with someone, can't quite see who. I believe it's Professor Pearson. Yes, it is. Now they've parted, and the professor moves around one side, studying the object while the captain and 2 policemen advance with something in their hand. I say it now, it's a white hat tip tied to a pole. Flag of truce. Those creatures know what that means, what anything means. There's something happening. Some shape is rising out of the pit. And they make out a small beam of light against the mirror. What's that? Get a flame spring from the mirror and then strike the nasty men. Strike them head on. Go on, they're dragging the flame. You fall on the wood with fire. There's gas hiding everywhere. Coming this way now. About 20 yards from us.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, we are unable to continue the broadcast from Groversville. Evidently, there is some difficulty with our field transmission. However, we will return to that point at the earliest opportunity. In the meantime, we have a late bulletin from San Diego, California. Professor Indlecover, speaking at the dinner of the California Astronomical Society, expressed the opinion that the The explosions on Mars are undoubtedly nothing more than severe volcanic disturbances on the surface of the planet.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been handed a message that came in from Grover's Mill by telephone. Just one moment, please. At least 40 people, including 6 state troopers, lie dead in a field east of the village of Grover's Mill. Their bodies burned and distorted beyond all possible recognition. We have been unable to establish any contact with our mobile unit at Grover's Mill, but we hope to be able to return you there at the earliest possible moment. In the meantime, we take you to... Just one moment, please. Professor Pearson has been located at a farmhouse near Grover's Mill, where he has established an emergency observation post. As a scientist, he will give you his explanation of the calamity.
Of the creatures in the rocket cylinder at Grover's Mill, I can give you no authoritative information, either as to their nature, their origin, or their purposes here on Earth. It's also evident that these creatures have scientific knowledge far in advance of our own.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a grave announcement to make. Those strange beings who landed in the Jersey farmlands tonight are the vanguard of an invading army from the planet Mars. The battle which took place tonight at Grover Mills has ended in one of the most startling defeats ever suffered by an army in modern times. 7,000 men armed with rifles and machine guns pitted against the single fighting machine of the invaders from Mars. 120 known survivors. Martial law prevails throughout New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania.
Martian cylinders are falling all over the country. One outside of Buffalo, one in Chicago, St. Louis. Seem to be time and space. Now the first machine reaches the shore. He stands watching, looking over the city. Steel College head is even with the skyscrapers. He waits for the others. Rise like a line of new towers on the city's west side. Now they're lifting their metal hands. This is the end now.
Noel calling St. Joe. Noel calling St. Joe, New York. Is anyone on the air? Is anyone on the air? Is anyone?
there before my eyes, stark and silent, lay the Martians with the hungry birds pecking and tearing brown shreds of flesh and dead bodies. Later, when their bodies were examined in laboratories, it was found that they were killed by the putrefactive and disease bacteria against which their systems were unprepared. Blame, after all, man's senses failed. In the humblest name of God, his wisdom was put upon the surface. Before the cylinder fell, there was general persuasion that through all the deep space, no life existed beyond the petty surface of our minute sphere. Now we see further, dim and wonderful the vision I've conjured up in my mind of life spreading slowly from this little seedbed of the solar system throughout the inanimate vastnesses of sidereal space. Remote dream, maybe. Maybe the destruction of the Martians is only a reprieve to them and not to us. Future ordained for us. Strange it now seems to sit in my peaceful study at Princeton, writing down this last chapter of the record, begun with the deserted farm of Mill. Strange to watch children playing in the streets. Strange to see young people strolling on the green where the new spring grass heals the last black scars of the roof tip. Strange to watch the sightseers enter the museum where the disassembled parts of a Martian machine are kept in public view. Strange when I recall the time when I first saw it. Bright, clean cut, hard, and silent under the dawn of that last great day.
like this.
Thank you.